I was squatting by the roadside giving someone a fortune reading, but the richest man's parents came to me. They never expected that I was actually a charlatan. She stared at me in a daze. Zhuang Qingqing chuckled softly. His eyes were full of disdain, but I only glanced at him. He then spoke. If it doesn't work, don't you want to have a fortune told? Zhuang's mother couldn't hold back her tears immediately. Child, I am your mother. Come home with me. At this moment I looked at the few people in front of me. A few words surfaced in his mind, shrouded in black mist. His life was short. I sighed, nodding in agreement. Keep your compass and yellow paper safe. I still have to go home and pack my things. It's messy inside. You all wait outside. Zhuang's mother insisted on following me to take a look. The remaining few could only follow. The four of us followed me into a dirty alley. From time to time, a few mice would run by. I heard the sound of dry heaving coming from behind. Is this something that people can live in? Yes, I have lived here for more than 10 years. Zhuang Qingqing's expression changed repeatedly. I ignored him. Keep going, until they reached a small door. I pushed the door open. The furnishings inside the house were very simple. A table, an old-fashioned electric fan. I took my clothes out of the cabinet. Zhuang Qingqing snorted in disgust. What more do you need from this pile of worn-out clothes? When you get home, they'll buy you a new one. Just as he was about to speak, suddenly a large crowd entered the room. He surrounded the villagers completely. You must treat Bifan well. This child endured a lot of hardship. You all clearly look wealthy. Why did it take so many years to find Bifan and bring him back? I heard there was an adopted son at home. I wonder how this person will treat Bifan. I have been one of these neighbors and mentors since I was a child. Raised me. I'm leaving, and they're happy for me. There was also reluctance. The king began stuffing things into my arms. These are clothes we bought for you. Previous. Don't wear those old ones. When you go to a new home, you have to wear new clothes. Soon I stuffed one bag after another into my arms. The uncles helped me move all my luggage onto the car. I sat in the back seat holding my little yellow bag. You won't want it. Take these ominous things with you. There's no place at home for these things like yours. Mrs. Zhuang gave him a hard slap. How can you talk to your brother? I looked up at them. Then I won't go back. Zhuang Qingqing was momentarily stunned. It seems I didn't expect to say that. Opened his mouth but couldn't say a word. It was her older sister Zhuang Qingyao who spoke up. Zhuang Qingqing apologized. Zhuang Qingqing reluctantly apologized. Mrs. Zhuang began to ask me how I was doing in daily life. He said that after all these years he had suffered hardships outside. The word biological parents means to me. It really feels a bit unfamiliar, because I don't even have adoptive parents. He was nearly broken in arm by traffickers. It was the master who knocked those people aside. He took me back. I looked at Zhuang Sunzi, who was sobbing non-stop. Is this person also a child of the dealer? You just came home. He just wanted to send brother Sunzi back. Even if you come back, we won't send Sunzi away either. After all, Sudisi has lived with us for so long. It is also emotional. We will still treat you as family. I hope you don't target Sunzi. I'm sorry, brother. I don't know what's going on either. If you don't want to see me, I can move out. My gaze swept over each of their faces. I don't think I said anything. He just asked if this was the dealer's child. Only then did they realize their reactions were a bit strong. Zhuang's mother hurriedly stepped forward to smooth things over. Sunzi is the child you swapped with back then. Bifan. Now on, you're the big brother. Sunzi is your younger brother. I nodded and said nothing more. Zhuang Sunzi sobbing. Kindness troubles my heart. I simply closed my eyes to rest. The car jolted for a while. They arrived at the manor. No one helped me carry my luggage when I got off. It was only after a few people walked inside that they realized what was happening. Left me behind. Zhuang's mother ran out again. Our eyes met. I skipped him. He walked straight in. I came in by myself. Their expressions also looked grim. Zhuang Qingya scolded the auntie, saying, "Young master just got back. Why didn't anyone help him carry his luggage?" I quietly watched him shift the blame. "No need, I can get it myself. Bifan, your room hasn't been tidied up yet. You'll have to make up for it to stay on the first floor for now. Do all three of them live on the second floor? You just came back." He set his sights on the second floor. Zhuang Sunzi hurriedly grabbed him. "Brother Qingqing is immature. If you want to, I can give you the room on the second floor." "No need. I don't want to live where you used to live. Influence the fortune of fortune." After saying that, I ignored their reactions and went back to my room. That evening, auntie called me out for dinner. They were already seated at the table. He specially cleared the seat next to Zhuang Sunzi for me. Zhuang Sunzi respectfully called me brother. I looked at him. It was this person's mother. Swap me with him. If not for the master, I died early. With these feelings, I really couldn't bring myself to smile at him. Zhuang Sunzi looked awkwardly at the bowl in front of her. Quietly, her eyes grew red. Zhuang Qingya looked at me. "Bifan Sunzi is calling you." I heard it, he just didn't want to pay attention. What about your upbringing? So many years. That's exactly how your master and those people taught you. Say I can. You made me and the thief sit at the same table to eat, and you have to ask about my upbringing. Zhuang Sunzi heard my words. Tears fell into the food. Zhuang Qingqing saw her brother crying and couldn't hold back anymore. What attitude do you have? Zhu Ziga knows you're coming back. He even bought you lots of gifts. Replaced. It's not you who was thrown away, and the one in the trash isn't you. Of course you won't know how cold it is to wear only a single layer of clothing in the dead of winter. I was wandering outside. Someone else wanted to break my arm. Let me beg for the sake of cutting off my limbs. I rolled up my sleeves. There were several obvious scars on his arm. The spoon that had just fallen into the bowl. It was because of the injury on my arm. Zhuang Qingya's expression changed. In the end, the words of apology were never spoken. Mrs. Zhuang was shocked. She hadn't expected me to be so miserable outside. Wang Qiang could hardly bear his grief. Bifan will have Qingya take you for a checkup tomorrow. No need. The master showed me this arm. Besides being active, you can't do anything else. So I'm sorry, sister. When I was young, I only cared about eating enough to survive. No one taught me any upbringing. Only people taught me to forget and keep living. I don't deserve it. You sit at a table and eat. I'm full. You guys keep eating. It's your sister who blames you. If I say this family has me or him, he is here but not me. Zhuang Qingqing was clearly trying to argue. Then I remembered the wound on my arm. He forcibly shut his mouth. At this moment, Zhuang's mother also became mute. Zhuang Fu said solemnly, after all, he's the son we've raised for over 10 years. If they find their biological son, Zoe sent the adopted son away. How do outsiders view the market? What if you had to pick one? With that, I turned and left. The next day, I was woken up by a farewell. Unexpectedly on the very first day here. I can't even get a full meal. I put on the clothes Wang Xin bought for me. It features a kitten. When we left, the whole family was already up. Zhuang Qingqing's shocked gaze came out of my eyes. He never left my clothes. She laughed foolishly, asking what you were wearing. What are you wearing? New. No patches. No one has worn it either. What's wrong? Zhuang Qingqing immediately stopped laughing, thinking about my experience. Embarrassed, he picked up his phone. After the meal, the village mother gave me 100 yuan. Let me go buy a few clothes. I don't know if it was because of what just happened. Zhuang Qingqing took the initiative to offer to take me shopping. Zhuang Sunzi was momentarily stunned. Green. Aren't you supposed to accompany me today to pick up the jewelry? Zhuang Qingyu let out a soft sound. His gaze circled between us twice. He still walked over to my side. I'm sorry, brother. Bifan had just arrived here and didn't have any friends. Find your friend to go with you. Zhuang Qingqing went to the garage to get the car. Only Zhuang Sunzi and I stood at the doorway. He brought a watch. The watch sparkled under the light. Do you want to buy one too? Never mind. Some people are simply not fit to live off the richie. Are you right, brother? I only looked at him. He didn't answer. He was creeped out by my stare. Said it was unlucky and left. Zhuang Qingqing drove over. Look, I'm still standing there. I don't know what it reminded me of. He actually got out of the car and helped me open the door. I'll sit on it. Raise your right hand. I still have one hand I can use. Who cares about you? I'm afraid you'll scratch my car. The mall is huge, at least for so many years. I've never seen such a large place before. I stood at the door and glanced twice. Zhuang Qingqing pushed me with disdain. Don't look at it. Let's go. He left for a while halfway through. Leave me alone in the shop. I picked out a few cheap clothes to pay. Then I went to the nearby store and bought a few plus-size men's clothes. Women's clothing is ready to be brought to Wang Ting and the others. I thought about it, still using the remaining money. He bought one item for each dealer. I waited at the mall entrance until 2 o'clock. Zhuang Qingqing hadn't come back at all. I went to the convenience store next door. Bought a 3 yuan bread. Fill your stomach. Wait until 5 p.m. Finally a phone call came in. I took a look. It was an unfamiliar number, but he still answered. This is Zhuang's mother. Ai, Santi enjoyed her le in the hospital. You should take a taxi back by yourself first. I hung up. The money left on my phone isn't enough for me to call the manor. Drivers can only be parked by the roadside, then walk back. I was thirsty again. When I got home, everyone is together. Even Zhuang's father, who is usually busy with work, stays at home. Zhuang Sunzi saw me return. He smiled at me awkwardly. I'm sorry, brother. Because of this, Qingqing's little sister didn't come to pick you up. I said it all so that mom and dad don't have to come. They had to come. Fortunately, he only twisted his ankle. Otherwise, my parents would be worried. You must be tired after a whole day of shopping. Brother, sit down and eat some grapes. Auntie took the items from my hands. He cried out in surprise. These are probably things bought for the gentleman and madam. Oh, there's also the young master and the young lady. The group seemed surprised by this. Zhuang's mother walked over. Take the shopping bag, taking them out one by one. Zhuang Zunzi's face was stern, and again feigned laughter. Probably not mine. Never mind, it's only natural that my brother doesn't like me. Zhuang's mother took out everything. There are 5 in total, no more. No less. Zhuang Sunzi's smile froze. Mrs. Zhuang seemed to have thought of something. Zhuang Bifan, how did you come back? The cook auntie pointed at my foot. The young master's foot was bleeding. I looked down. The shoes were soaked blood. Red. Zhuang Qingqing hurriedly stood up to get the first aid kit. Zhuang Qingya helped me sit down, carefully took off my shoes, but the socks were already stuck to my flesh and blood, and had no way to begin. I didn't look at him. He tore off his socks from his skin without thinking. Zhuang Qingya frowned as she watched. Zhuang Muyu let out a sound. Cover your mouth. Blood dripped down drop by drop. Soon a small pool of blood gathered on the floor. I took iodine and poured it directly on the wound. Then he wrapped the bandage around a few times, because his left hand was not flexible. Bandages have wrapped me up in a mess. The Yue mother was unwilling to look any further. Hurry up and find a doctor for Orphan. Don't get greedy, wait for the doctor to come. I kept wrapping myself up. I haven't seen any of them. Someone left a no need. I got tired and went back to my room. I was woken up by the knocking on the door, faintly coming from outside. Could it be that he fainted? Hurry up and open the door. I recognized it was Zhuang's mother's voice. He limped over to open the door. Zhuang's mother stood outside the house. Behind him followed a man in a white lab coat. It's also ordinary. Get up and eat, and have the doctor examine the injury on your foot. The atmosphere in the living room was somewhat serious. When I arrived, the struggle for sand is not over yet. Zhuang Sunzi's eyes were red. Zhuang's father gave Zhuang Sunzi a harsh criticism. Zhuang Qingqing. It's rare for my brother not to defend himself when he sees me come out. He hurriedly stood up. She didn't know what to say. Are you okay? I didn't reply to him. I had the doctor help bandage my foot injury. After dinner, Zhuang Qingqing stayed by my side the whole time. He then shoved the fruit into my hand. I ate the fourth banana. A freshly peeled banana reached over from the side. I glanced at Zhuang Qingqing. Eat it yourself. Zhuang Qingqing still stuffed the banana into my hand. Sorry today. I didn't mean to leave you at the mall. I originally went to the hospital to buy medicine. Su Siga suddenly called me and said he was injured. But no matter what, he never told me how serious the injury was. It wasn't until they arrived at the hospital that they found out. Only sprained his ankle. Su Siga insisted I stay and take care of him. I can't just leave him alone in the hospital after saying that he seemed to be waiting for my reaction. I won't forgive you. But I don't blame you. After I finished speaking, his head lowered again and again. That call was you who asked Aunt Zhuang to call me, right? He hesitated and nodded. At home. He was the only one who asked for my phone number. A few days later, my foot healed. Zhuang's mother transferred me money again. He said he wanted to accompany me to visit in person. I shook my head. Let Zhuang Qingqing stay with me. Zhuang Qingqing suddenly jumped up from the sofa. I'll go with my brother. After saying this, he didn't look back at Zhuang Sunzi. His face turned pale as he ran toward the garage. Zhuang Qingya also said then Qingqing. And I will go with you. She and he are quite young. If it's unreliable, then who's going to accompany me for a follow-up today? My foot is still injured. Only then did Zhuang's mother notice her other son. And also Mom will go with you. I don't want to. I want my sisters to come with me. After saying this, he realized that Mrs. Zhuang's face had already darkened. Zhuang Qingya's expression didn't look good either. I see your foot is already healed. No need for a follow-up exam. If you insist on going, let the driver accompany you. Zhuang Sunzi was so angry that tears streamed down her face. This time, no one was comforting him anymore. I turned down Mrs. Zhuang and Zhuang Qingya. Just let Zhuang Qingqing accompany me. Zhuang Qingqing happily hummed in the car. Just as the traffic light arrived, he took something out of his pocket and handed it to me. Here, brother, this is scar removal ointment. I went to the hospital to get it that day. This is done by experts. Personal cheat codes are truly valuable. Do you have money? Yes, if you need money, you can ask your family for it. I don't have much left here. What's wrong? Did something happen? No, how much money do you have? Can you give me 200. Zhuang Qingqing was stunned for a moment. He pulled out his phone and without hesitation wanted to transfer money to me. I stopped her. Ma wiped the words on the ointment and asked, Zhuang Qingqing, when did you get your driver's license? Oh gosh, this year. Are you going hiking with friends this Saturday? How do you know? I haven't told my family yet. Don't go for what? I've already made plans. I also knew it was the four of you going. Don't go. All right. This time he was reluctant to turn it. I bought him a bracelet. Only then did he feel happy. Back home, he cheerfully helped me organize the things I had bought. Zhuang Sunzi walked over, carrying a plate of sliced apples. Green. Tired. Come and eat some fruit. Zhuang gently tied up a piece and put it in his mouth. He gave me another piece. Thank you, Sunzi. But Zhuang Sunzi was still standing there, refusing to leave. I saw a bag on his left index finger, wearing a band-aid. He immediately understood what he wanted to do. But Zhuang Qingqing never noticed. He set down the fruit plat. He shot me a fierce glare. I ignored him, continued eating the apple in his hand. Only then did Zhuang Sunzi notice. Zhuang Qingqing now had a cheap bracelet on her hand, finding confusion. This is a cheap item bought somewhere, so I put it on my wrist. Nor is it afraid of getting dirty. This bracelet is indeed very cheap. I bought it for Zhuang Qingqing. No one said how much this bracelet cost. She didn't ask either. Without hesitation, he slipped it onto his wrist, next to that expensive watch. Zhuang Sunzi held her hand. Be careful not to scratch the watch I gave you. After saying that he was about to take off the bracelet, Zhuang Qingqing hurriedly pulled him away. Bifan bought this for me. Definitely not a bargain. Is it? Indeed, it is not expensive. A few $100s. I also bring a few hundred yuan. Sunzi, don't worry. Bifan definitely won't harm me. Zhuang Sunzi looked at me angrily. In his eyes, it was as if he was holding you and I had stolen his sister. But this was originally my sister. During the meal, Zhuang Sunzi brought up his Saturday. Zhuang Qingqing was going hiking. Qingqing sister, can you take me one? The four of you. I am not much. I know. Zhuang Sunzi was seeing me get too close to Zhuang Qingqing, trying to intervene. Then take Bifan along too. Zhuang Sunzi frowned and immediately restored it to its original state. But the bus can only seat 5 people at most. If you bring Bifan, there's nowhere left to go. No need. I'm not going. Zhuang Qingqing didn't go either. Right, I have something else to do this Saturday. Not going hiking anymore. If you want to go, let me tell them. He looked at me, forcing a faint smile at the corner of his mouth. Why not go? Didn't you already plan it last week? I just don't want to go anymore. Wouldn't be Bifan using his own stuff. I calculated what auspicious or inauspicious signs I could have for you. Probably gossip. Zhuang Fu smacked loudly. Smash your chopsticks onto the dining table. Is that right, Bifan? Bifan, don't bring up these things at home anymore. None of us believe this. Qingqing, if you're going to climb the immortals on Saturday, go ahead. Don't believe in any sweet talk. But you misunderstood, Brother Huafan. He didn't count those things. I really did give up. On Saturday, Zhuang Qingsu will face a bloody disaster. If Zhuang Qingqing goes out for leisure, there will be a bloody disaster. If you keep talking about these troublemakers, get out of here. Zhuang Sunzi was also by Zhuang's mother's side, but her eyes were fixed on me. His eyes were filled with determined pride. In such an atmosphere, I spoke calmly. Is it because of that 5-year-old sister who passed away? Zhuang's father looked ashen. He threw the plate straight at me. Since you know, and what kind of divination did Qingqing have to offer? It was people like you who caused Linlin's death. Bifan, can you throw those out there? Zhuang Qingya gave me a look. He told me to go inside and throw those things away immediately. I didn't move, so Suzy said angrily. Now that you know, what a mess of the house caused by these things. Still daring to play tricks and trick Qingqing. I never mentioned these things to Bifan. They themselves don't say it. Naturally, I thought it was Zhuang Qingqing who told me all this. I continued saying my sister died about a month ago. Zhuang Sunzi had a high fever. Is that right? Even going to the hospital won't cure you. Only then did he invite the Daoist priest to take a look. But not long after the Daoist finished reading, my sister also died from a high fever. Zhuang Sunzi's expression changed dramatically. Zhuang's mother widened her eyes. The Zhuang family indeed had a youngest daughter who had died many years ago. That's right, most people know about this, but the details behind it. But apart from their family, no one has ever spoken to them. Bifan, how did you know? That's all I can say. As for Zhuang Qingqing climbing the mountain, if he wants to go, then go ahead. I don't care. Meal ended on a sour note. Zhuang Fu thought everything I said was true, or someone else will sue you. Either the accusation is my guess, but he couldn't fool anyone or himself. I guessed roughly, so be it. But unexpectedly, Lion Zhuang Sunzi and Z developed a fever, and the matter of inviting a Taoist priest at home. Everyone guessed right. That means it's not just guessing. These past few days, the whole family has been moved by the few words I said. It left her uneasy. I stayed at home all along. Didn't go anywhere. Zhuang Qingqing always wanted to come talk to me, but then Zhuang Sunzi pulled him back. He actually said those unlucky things. Stay away from him. Even Zhuang's mother has been treating me like an invisible person these days. I knew this had hit the dealer's sore spot. He proactively suggested moving out to stay for a few days. Zhuang's mother wished to speak, but stopped. Still pretending to be elegant, Bifan. We didn't mean that. I know. It's just that a customer once came to me to help me out of trouble. It's inconvenient here. Zhuang Fu heard of me. He started talking about these supernatural things again. She said, get out of here tomorrow, and will you throw away all these things and come back? Only a few pieces of clothing were taken, because not long after, they will invite me back. Before leaving, Zhuang Qingqing gave me a card. Bifan, go back easy on your parents. Admit your mistake. They feel sorry for you. You don't have to go. I haven't called their parents yet. Only then did Zhuang Qingqing recall. I've been here for so many days. He never once called out mom or dad. He tried to grab me. Then the Zhuang family upstairs loudly scolded him and told him to leave. Don't stop him. Let's see how he compares. Zhu, see. First day here, so I asked a question. If you have to choose one to stay, who will be chosen? This is the answer you gave me. Master Zhuang snorted coldly. Back in the bedroom. Before leaving, Zhuang Sunzi gave me a picky smile. Brother hopes you can throw these things away quickly, then go home. I heard you haven't even gone to school yet. I'll beg Dad later. As long as you want to come back, just let Dad take you to school. My brother will always be here, waiting for you there. I walked away without looking back. Zhuang Sunzi's words. I go in my left ear, and out the other. I just hope Zhuang Qingqing will listen to me. Don't go hiking that day. Zhuang Jingya saw me off at the hotel. He also handed me a card. I'll push it back and don't need it. This money can be given later. Zhuang Qingya didn't understand what I meant. He still gave me the card to me. I looked at her. He said something that was completely abrupt. You were injured when you were 18. Is that right? Zhuang Qingya suddenly turned her head to ask, how do you know? But I had already gotten into the elevator. The bell hanging on the keychain jingled ring. These days I haven't been doing well at the hotel. Zhuang Qingya figured that as soon as she got home, I told them where I lived. So someone always knocked on my door in the middle of the night. I know these people were hired by Zhuang Sunzi. He was still clearly the eldest son of the Zhuang family. Out of respect for the dealers, the front desk definitely wouldn't dare get involved in these matters, so I haven't rested well all this time. Zhuang Qingqing has been messaging me these past few days too. I didn't reply to him, but this morning I took the initiative to send him a message. Don't go hiking. I turned on the TV. Latte. The news was on the air. Today, a major traffic accident occurred in our city. An out-of-control truck crashed straight into an SUV. The accident resulted in 2 deaths and 4 injuries. I clapped my hands and counted the number of people. A driver at fault. 5 victims. Zhuang Qingqing still went. Zhuang's mother called. Bifan hurried to the hospital. Qingqing was injured. How? Arrived at the hospital. Zhuang Sunzi cursed at me. It's all because you and Qingqing talked about whether he was amazing or not. Ghostly or not. That's why he got hurt. You still have the face. Zhuang's mother walked out of the hospital room. Zhuang Sunzi hurriedly grabbed her hand. Mother, Qingqing is fine. And Zhuang's mother shook her head. He gave me a complicated look. Zhuang Qingya could sense the atmosphere among us. He did not respond. Mom Qingqing, what the hell happened to her? Zhuang's mother stepped aside to clear the way for us. It's not a big deal. He sprained his ankle. In the hospital room, Zhuang Qingqing was hanging on one leg. He grins foolishly at us. Zhuang Sunzi blurted out, how did you end up hurting your leg? Wasn't it you who died? Zhuang Qingqing's smile disappeared. Only then did Zhuang Sunzi realize that what he said was inappropriate. I didn't mean that. Get out of here. Dad, I heard everything Qingqing said. You woke him up early in the morning. He insisted he bring something for you up the mountain. If it weren't for you, how could Qingqing get hurt? How did I know the car accident would happen? I want Qingqing to go up the mountain, praying for a string of beads for your safety. I heard there is a particularly famous master on that mountain. I especially wanted to give it to you on your birthday. Father, Qingqing is fine, isn't she? Besides, Sunzi is doing this for you. Only then did Zhuang Qian's expression soften a little. Well, Angelina, that master has already left. Don't you know? What nonsense are you talking about? I thought you would know. Master had just announced his departure from here a week ago. This incident even trended on social media at the time. Don't you look at your phone? Zhuang Sunzi can't explain it. He looked at Zhuang Qingya beside him. Zhuang Qingya's expression was also unpleasant, but still maybe Suzi didn't see it. After all, it was his intention. I thought the master hadn't left yet. Ifenge is sorry. I shouldn't have let Qingqing leave. If I'd known, I should have listened to you. Today there won't be any bloodshed. Hearing about the bloodshed disaster, Zhuang Fu finally remembered. Those ominous things I said a few days ago. Who called him over by stealing it? I called Bifan here. Zhuang Fuyan was called by Zhuang Qingqing. I don't have a seizure either. Her eyes were filled only with heartache. Green, why did you call Bifan over? Zhuang Qingqing took something out of her pocket. Opening my hand, several were already broken. Dropped beads. Now, everyone in the ward turned to look at me. If the bead breaks, it means it is a disaster ward. But I clearly messaged you this morning. Don't go hiking. If you don't go, it won't even hurt your legs. Information. What information? I didn't receive it. Since Qingqing is fine, let's not ask. Let her have a good rest. You are the brother. Isn't she usually the one who cares about Qingqing the most? Zhuang Qingqing unfastened her phone. The screen was a bit shattered, but it doesn't affect the viewing. I pick it up. I open the chat window between Zhuang Qingqing and me. Don't go hiking, just a few words. I'm quietly in my phone. How could this be? Could it be a signal issue? Didn't receive it. Not right. I clearly remember my phone ringing this morning. Then I asked Brother Suziji to help me take a look. Sunzi is not me. I didn't delete it. I didn't check the message he sent. It's not that I confessed without reason. There are no fools in the dealers. Zhuang Zunzi's demeanor clearly showed that he was the one who did it. Why would you do this? Qingqing is your sister. I didn't. Zhuang Zunzi held her head. Suddenly it pointed at me again. He was the one who harmed Qingqing's sister. It had been said this before, so they believed it. But this time it was I who saved Zhuang Qingqing. Zhuang Qingqing's eyes were full of disappointment. Zhuang Sunzi was the older brother he had protected since childhood. A few days later, Zhuang Qingqing was discharged from the hospital. These days, Zhuang Sunzi tried to please Mr. Zhuang, Mrs. Zhuang and her sister everywhere. I know how many years they've had feelings for Zhuang Suzi. Just from the small injury Zhuang Qingqing suffered on her foot. Dealer still wouldn't kick him out, but he had a long life to live. Since he didn't want to leave the Zhuang family, then just stay inside. Zhuang Qingqing walked in her cane hanging. Zhuang Sunzi wanted to help him, but slowly he pulled his arm out. Then he sat down next to me. Zhuang Sunzi's eyes reddened. Queen, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Mrs. Zhuang's mood has been quite the same lately. Complex Zhuang Sunzi. After all, it was still the son she had raised for over 10 years. He doesn't want to see the relationships between us juniors become strained. Qing, your brother is talking to you. Wang Qing responded with a ha. Martha held the bead in her hand. I could tell this was the string I had given him, but a few were missing. I can't put it on. Zhuang Sunzi thought he liked pearls, laughing and saying you like this kind of thing. Brother, in a few days I'll buy you an even more expensive one, okay? No need. I pulled out a new string from my pocket. This one gives you 50 yuan. Zhuang Qing was delighted. You need to transfer the money. In Zhuang Qing's attitude changed so quickly. Zhuang Sunzi clenched her fists. He frowned and said to Brother Bifan, we are all family. You want a string of beads too? Asking Qing for money. Do you want it too, the one who keeps you safe? Zhuang Sunzi's expression changed. He didn't say whether he wanted it or not. Wang Qian still didn't like it. Watch me mess around with these things at home. He cleared his throat. But Zhuang Qingya came over and asked me, can you give him a skewer of food? I nodded and reached out. 100 fao. Why do I still have more? 50 Have you forgotten? I saved you when I was 18. Zhuang's father complained in shock. Mrs. Zhuang also stopped in her tracks. Zhuang Qingya's memories were suddenly blown back 7 years. He was just 18 that year. Aim high. He originally wanted to go to another country to watch a game, but that day everything went wrong, especially after returning home. He even found an unfamiliar peach pit in his pocket. After that, he saw news about the plane crash. That peach pit. You to the end. I picked up the newspaper that Zhuang Fu had put down. Have you found the person who absconded with the money? If that piece of land isn't started soon, the workers were about to riot. Zhuang's father glared. My first time. Such complex emotions were seen on his face. The person in charge absconded with the funds. Today he just heard from someone below. Workers have already begun to strike one after another. He hadn't mentioned this to anyone yet. Mom! I said this was the first time I called out to Zhuang's mother. Madam Zhuang's mother. It took him a while to react. I responded and gave a faint smile. This is what my sister asked me to call out. I brought up this taboo again. Zhuang Sunzi immediately wanted to come over and hit me. Zhuang Qing stopped her again. His face was filled with anger. You brought it up again. It made my parents sad. Her parents, Bifan, started playing tricks again. This time, everyone was blocking him. Even Zhuang Qingya, who usually sided with him, he too couldn't control himself. What do you mean by what you said? What do you mean by sister you called me? I know that besides Zhuang Sunzi, everyone in the family, they all really like this little new member. Zolin and sister's death was also a pain for the whole family. Everyone happened to be here. I put down the sentence and went back to my room. I unfolded the yellow cloth, spread out on the table. He took out the tools and the bell inside. Mrs. Zhuang looked at the bell on the table. Unbelievable. This is Linlin's longevity lock. Where do you come from? This is not an ordinary longevity lock. It was engraved with cave patterns. This is enough to tell. They all valued this sister. I didn't answer. Pointing to Zhuang Suzi's room. There was a tree behind Zhuang Sunzi's room. Is it? Please find a shovel to dig up that piece of land. Not very deep. To be able to be dug up soon. Mom and Dad, do you really believe him? These pretentious things had actually killed Linlin. Who knows who they're going to kill this time? Zhuang Qing stood up. I trust Bifan. If it weren't for him, I died a few days ago. Wang's mother was also struggling with what to do. Zhuang Fu frowned and said, nothing, I won't harm you. I won't harm you. That tree was eventually dug up. Zhuang Suzi cried beside him, telling him not to dig. Then he turned to ask the manor for help. Zhuang's mother saw that he was useless. She grabbed my collar tightly again. A few years ago, it was you people who caused my sister's death. Who do you want to kill this time? Dad is still mom. Or sister, actually what you want most. Kill me. Suzi, calm down, the aunt exclaimed in surprise. He took a piece of red cloth out of the soil. He carefully opened it. It was a longevity lock missing a bell. Wang's mother knelt down weakly. How could it be here? This... I was the one who personally brought it on Linlin. Linlin took him with her to the burial. I hope he is safe down there too. Bifan. What the hell is going on? Why is Linlin's longevity lock under this tree? Zhuang Qingya and Zhuang Qing also approached. They all knew each other. This thing can't be replicated. Only Zhuang Sunzi remained where he was. Whispered, that's impossible. It's impossible for me to say anything next. It may overturn your understanding. Believe it or not, you judge for yourselves. Zhuang Sunzi and I didn't accidentally pick up the other. You actually know Zhuang Suzi's mother. His surname is Jiang. Zhuang's mother almost immediately recalled it. This person was a nanny who helped the dealer many years ago, but the hands and feet are not clean. He stole the necklace worth over 1 million from Zhuang's mother. After being caught red-handed, was then expelled from the Zhuang family. Because of this, he harbored resentment toward the Zhuang family. So a few years later, he swapped swap the Zhuang family's son with his own son. You helped him raise his son. That is Zhuang Sunzi. Zhuang Sunzi's fate clashed with Linlin's. Linlin had a high fever for several days. I've been asking you for help for a few days. Didn't you notice that when she started raising Zhuang Sunzi, has the business of the manipulators been on the decline? Zhuang Qingya and Zhuang Qingqing were also often injured when they were children. The son you raised, he was the real culprit behind all of this. Zhuang Sunzi screamed, "Come up and slap my face. You talk nonsense, you talk nonsense." Zhuang's mother was even faster. He slapped him to the ground. How could you harm your sister? She is so good to you. My ancestor curses you. I curse you not to die well. Shut up. Drag him out for me. Sent to a mental hospital. Only now did Zhuang Sunzi panic. Psychiatric hospitals are scarier than prisons. He knelt on the ground begging for mercy nonstop. Please, don't send me away. I'm not your son, am I? If Linlin dies, I'll be there. I will always be your son. There is still a face to say, if it weren't for you. If it weren't for you, no one could have imagined it. They raised this son with all their hearts and love. Slept with another daughter. In the end, Zhuang Sunzi was sent to a psychiatric hospital. Bifan, could you let me see Linlin again? You can't see it. Zhuang's mother burst into tears. Mr. Zhuang came over and handed me a card. Yeah. Say Yaozi, said I heard. That after you finish your fortune you must pay for it. There is 1 million of them. I pushed the card back. He shook the bell in his hand. Someone has already given money. Several people cried, as if they had lost their support. One silent cry after another. At night, we are truly a family. Finally, I had my first meal. Mr. Zhuang wanted to arrange for me to go to school. I shook my head. No need, he didn't press further. Just tell me. Start today. I am the only son of the Zhuang family. I didn't speak. In the end, he gave each of them a bracelet. Not worth anything. Keep it safe. At dawn, I finished packing. Prepare to leave early. The cook auntie hurriedly stopped my husband. Madam and young master are leaving. Wang Fu and Zhuang mother, Zhuang Qingya and Zhuang Qingqing both ran down. I didn't look back. Instead, I've asked you this question twice. If you had to choose between me and Zhuang Sunzi to stay, who will you choose? There is no such good thing in the world. I'm leaving. I heard Mrs. Zhuang crying and calling my name. Hearing Zhuang Qingqing swallow her back and call her brother, I still refuse to look back. Perhaps just as Wang Ting said, the Zhuang family holds such power. How did it take so many years to find me? They saw me working by the street. Is it because he feels unlucky? I put those things out of my mind. Step out of the dealer's house. Gad, I remembered my master saying he wanted to teach me a new formation.